Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are back with our Week 2 preview. We have one homestand this week in Philly, and we're going to go over all the matches. And don't forget, if you are on YouTube, to hit a like, hit a subscribe, smash that bell down there for alerts when we come up with our next episodes, and when we go live on Sunday nights. This week we'll have a little bit better technical situation, I think. Sorry about for any of the problems. Finally got the full-length video of the back cap up. But that was last week. So me and the Overwatch League should get together. Maybe we have the same production issues and things. Right. Except for I didn't have... Did Crunch Time pop up in our video at all? I don't know.
We
screamed it a couple times. I still like...
Crunch Time!
Crunch Time. That should just be a segment.
Right? Oh my god.
Cheez-It Grooves. In the Cheez-It Groove. Come on. I mean, they have Crunch Time, but, in the groove. You can have, our tribute to all the fucking Haxel and Logics and stupid other plays.
Yeah, no kidding.
Striker with the dumbest McCree crap. I went back in the replay viewer.
Oh my god, right?
So he was like 1 health. He did a little fake hit he got hit by the Ana with some heals, and then just was like, well, half is good enough. I'm just gonna go take out everybody with this nano boost and just bury Dallas.
Did you see the clip? I know it ended up on Reddit. The clip of Twilight escaping.
Oh yeah, I saw that
on Anubis. That was insanity. He had 11 health at one point.
Yeah,
and totally turns the tide of the fight.
Yeah,
it was unreal,
and it was fantastic. And I am hoping that we see more of that this week. We did have one little bit of news. There really wasn't any. Thank God there was no drama that I was paying attention to post Sunday.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was nothing back and forth. We're not, it's not really our thing anyway. But we finally had the stats updated for 2020. They're not going to be relevant for a couple of weeks until we get all the teams in there and we get some stats for everybody.
Right.
That was the one thing about last year and the year before. Everybody played on the weekend, so you kind of knew what you were. You're like, okay, so they're going to run this on this, and you can pull some things out of there. But once that starts happening, the preview shows are going to be a lot more in depth. We can back some more stuff up. We got that, the replay viewer updated, and I messed around with that for a little bit and was watching some of the match stuff. Just
the bonkers plays that some of these guys are pulling off.
Yeah, and just some of the stuff you're like, how did they win this? And you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Jonak is an animal on Ana.
My God. It is something we really didn't talk about enough.
Yeah.
On Sunday night.
On Sunday night, yeah. Jonak was just nuts.
It really was.
It's
so much ridiculously good Ana play this weekend.
Oh, yeah, I know. It was amazing.
I probably because it's really the recency bias because it literally just happened watching Architect just school everybody on Ana. Having not played her professionally,
he played her
at all until this point.
Well, yeah, he kind of played her. He played her in a few maps last year when they were running that Ana Goats thing there for a little bit.
Did he? I thought.
Yeah, he played. I
always thought it was Violet.
No, they subbed him in a couple of times. Yeah. Not often.
It might have been once or twice. But for him to play the whole match at that level and hit the sleeps and just the nutty things that he was just insane.
And then, guys like Kareev, hitting 40 sleep darts in a match.
Good God.
Kareev, as soon as an alt sound goes off, he's like, where is it? Oh, it's over there. Click.
Yeah.
You're sleeping. Or if you're relatively possibly thinking about coming near him.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I have my sleep dart.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
It's just a quick turn, they're asleep, and then he just goes back to the team.
Yep. Okay, took care of that problem.
Yeah. You're irrelevant for the next 8 seconds.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was just some of the stuff that we had. We did have one roster update for the Hangzhou Spark, which is actually something they needed. They brought in Addo. The DPS for me and you as well was kind of lacking. Addo's really good. Is he fantastic? Great. You know what? He's a good signing, though. I mean, he's a good guy to plug in.
It's a solid signing. I don't think there's really any more than that to it. Just a good, solid signing for this team.
Yeah, it gives them some depth.
Especially, it gives them depth. Just more flexibility overall, especially after the whole fiasco last year.
With Crystal and all that. So I'm assuming he's officially gone. You know,
he's gotta be.
Addo played for Washington. He played for two just god-awful teams.
Right.
We'll see what he does on a good team now for a change. And he's at home. And, you know, all that kind of stuff plays out. I mean, we're not going to get a chance to see them until week 5, I think, in Seoul. There's been no updates on that front. We're still kind of in a holding pattern with those matches and all that.
Yeah, still no official word.
It's kind of a logistical nightmare, really, for everybody. And, you know, not seriousness aside, you know, I mean, the Overwatch League doesn't matter at all, but at some point they're going to have to announce something.
Yeah, trying to reschedule these games and do all that is, on such short notice. Like, if this had happened a few months ago, it would have been seamless. Yeah. But because it happened at the timing that it did, it was literally weeks before the league was going to start. It just threw a wrench in the whole thing, and it's just like, how do you...
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do about that.
You can't... And, you know, people are like, well, just play it somewhere else. Well, you can't just throw together okay, we're going to do a...
So we already have...
it's not like going, okay...
And, like, all these things set up and everything. Like, all the stages and everything. Like, it's not how that works.
I remember the NFL had to do it about 15 years ago. There were fires outside of San Diego, and they ended up playing the game in... I forget. I think they played it in Arizona.
Yeah.
But that's the stadium set up for football. It has all the cameras. Right. It has all the crap. You know, you're
just putting a different team in it. It's a lot easier to figure it out for that, because it's just like, you never know what venues are going to have openings at that point, because you got to book these venues like
a long time in advance.
Months at least, like half a year at minimum, usually.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they have their whole schedule planned out, and it's just like the rest of the time it's probably booked up. Like, there's very little downtime for the types of venues that the league is going to be using.
And, you know, there's a reason why teams, you know, post their 2020 concert schedule, like, last March.
Yeah, exactly.
It's venues and stuff like that. But, yeah, that's upside. So we only have the 4 games this week, and, you know, we're going to break those down a little bit. So we are in Philly, the... whatever they're calling this one.
The
crunch time for
brotherly love. Something of brotherly love.
Yeah, some sort of crunch time for brotherly something or other.
Because, you know, that's what I think of when I think of Philly. I know it's like their like official city
it's all Rocky
or whatever,
based.
But
I just think of people booing Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. I always think of either booing Santa Claus or throwing batteries at...
Well, you guys do that.
Oh, no, we threw the batteries.
Yeah, you guys were pretty notorious with that at my team in the 80s. Yeah.
Well, we also threw beer bottles at refs, so yeah.
Hey, but at least they were plastic.
No, they weren't.
Oh, I thought they were the plastic ones.
They're plastic now because of that.
Oh, okay. What dumbass thought it was a good idea to get 80,000 people glass?
Yeah.
That's stupid on their part.
Yeah.
Especially here.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
It's not like Los Angeles.
Even without the possibility of people throwing them at other people, just cleaning that shit up, all the broken glass around the stadium, hell no.
That would be a good Baker Mayfield commercial. Him cleaning his house. Anyway.
Oh, God.
But, so last week we had New York and... we had Dallas, who were both pretty raucous. New York, I thought, was the better of the two.
Yeah. Which is surprising considering what Dallas did last year. But I think, Anbox really went all out with everything.
Just the look and the feel and all that. And I forgot that the Hammerstein Ballroom existed. I think Totem brought up it was where ECW was. I think that was the last time I remember even noticing it with the Hammer. I saw concerts there and stuff too, a long time ago, back when I lived out that way. But yeah, they were great. Now Philly could up the ante.
I really think so. Philly gets nuts.
Yeah, they get nuts
when they're excited about something and they have a team that they really like they get nutty.
And so for this week, our caster duos are going to be Uber and Mr. X and Wolf and Achilleos, which is going to bring even more just hype.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited to get more Wolf and Achilleos. And then on top of that, Sideshow stated yesterday, or at some point this week, on his stream that he's going to be doing the companion streams when he and Bren are not working.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is dope.
Yeah, because when he was doing that last year, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I think Bren might be on the desk this week, but Sideshow, he must have had some agreement that when he's not working, he's going to do the companion streams because they got to know that it pairs really well. Yeah,
they know it's good and it's going to get views and stuff like that, and it keeps the league, gets the league out there and all that kind of stuff. Plus, they're awesome because he's just. I don't think people realize because he's such a meme.
Yeah.
With the eyebrows and all the other crap, they don't realize how knowledgeable that dude is, and he just conveys it so good. And really watching that stream, check it out this weekend. There's no drops, so you might as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even if there was, put it on one screen and watch it on the other one. So we got Philly. They're probably going to, do some special stuff. Uber is a Philly fan, too. So on top of that, you got that angle. I think it's going to be fun. And we'll start diving into the matches. My team's first foray into the 2020 season is going to be against the Houston Outlaws in the first match of Saturday. All right, we're going to dive in. Since we only have 4 matches, we're going to dive in a little bit more. So
So I really want to know. So we're looking on buff.bet. I don't know where they're pulling their logos from because they kind of have the Mayhem's old logo, and then they have the Houston Outlaws logo, which I really don't know where this came from. If anyone can tell us, let us know. It's got the guns are red, and then the accents are the star are green, and it just looks really unsettling. To me, it looks like a red rocket.
Yeah. I've seen that on my dog.
Either that or some kind of weird pepper.
Yeah, which one and the same, more or less. Only for Houston we'll do something like that.
Yes. But in this match, obviously, this whole weekend is all teams we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, they're kind of unknown. It's kind of unknown what's going to happen.
Right.
But we can dive into a little bit of what we suspect.
Right.
And
I imagine it's going to be a lot of the same mix-ups of metas that we saw.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of... let's see. Lucio was the big...
The
must pick. He was a 90% pick, I think.
Somewhere in there. And then Anna
was right there.
And honestly, with Houston, so if we look at the Houston side of it, I think we're going to see the same line. Because Raucus is really a really good Anna. Mm-hmm. Boink is a really good Lucio.
And we know, I think Rappel was...
He was more of the Zen kind of guy.
Yeah, that's right. So I think we'll see more Raucus probably.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a toss-up between Boink and Jexy on who's going to play Lucio. Yeah. Honestly, if we're being real, I think it's going to be Jexy who's going to get the more playing time. But we'll see on that. I
think they might split it up map by map at first.
Yeah, it might just kind of depend on who played what maps better
and to get all that. Jexy kind of more they might take him out, put him in a map here and there just for the getting used to playing with each other and all that kind of thing.
Exactly.
I think we're going to see we're going to see Muma and Neko.
Yeah,
no doubt. Sure. Because that's pretty much their tank rotation anyway. So they must have known something we did.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be very few opportunities that Spree's going to get. There might be a map or two where Zarya is a better pick, but I think we learned last weekend that Zarya is just not quite viable in the league right now.
Yeah, even on the ones that back in the day were considered good Zarya maps when they were playing dive, like Lijiang and stuff like that. It didn't even work like in those scenarios. So, we're Spree is probably not going to see much action. That's pretty much what standard week's going to be anyway.
When you have Muma and Meko, that's going to be your tank line.
Yeah.
Like
the DPS. Now, the DPS is going to get interesting.
Yes.
You're going to see a lot of hydration.
Yeah.
I think.
I think with the characters that are getting played on DPS, hydration is definitely going to have his spot. He's going to have Doom at times. There's going to be...
There's May. He's good at. Really he's doing May. He's going to be that guy in the rotation.
Yeah.
I doubt he's going to be out.
Yeah.
And there aren't many situations where you're going to say, all right, we're going to run like Dante and Blase, or Dante and Linkser, or...
and then I think hydration will be in there most of the time, and then it'll most likely be a rotation of Linkser and Blase. Because I believe Blase has a better Hanzo. Who of those three has the best Hanzo, though? That's really the question.
Well, the thing is now, I'm going to throw this out there.
Or McCree.
McCree, I would go with Linkser.
Yeah.
Do you want Dante in there? Because there was some Tracer run.
There was.
And some Sombra.
Yeah.
So...
I think that, Dante will probably get a little bit of playtime. Because there's definitely going to be situations where that's going to work out for them.
Yeah, situationally, depending on, the maps. Unfortunately, right now, the Overwatch League site, they had pulled the whole schedule down. So it was up 2 days ago, and when I was starting to do stuff...
Some kind of error going on.
Yeah, I think they pulled it down because it's so up in the air as to what's going to happen with the other matches that they just took it down.
I think they pulled down... I know somebody had said that they pulled down all of the Chinese matches.
Yeah, they did that Chinese first, and now they're all gone.
No, everything's gone right now.
Unless we can... Oh, okay.
Oh, no, that's just the
schedule.
The schedule for
Houston.
The Outlaws.
Okay, I was trying to pull up the map pool just to see, because I know the teams were running Tracer on certain... Control, like they were running on Oasis a little bit, Blizzard World, a couple of places, places where you can do a lot of work with Tracer up against these comp center bids, right? Yeah, tight corridors, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if Sim is still going to be.
That might just be a Paris thing, honestly.
Well, Toronto ran it a little bit.
Toronto did run a little bit,
but the thing is now. We have two. Now these guys were practicing away from the other guys,
right?
So I wonder if they were working different things and they were kind of pulling from each other.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to differ from Ryan Diva though.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be too many differences. There might be a team that throws a wrench in there somewhere. Houston might be one of those teams that throws in something weird, just for the sake of it, and like maybe they just have something that works.
Yeah,
better. I would feel more strongly about that if they still had Jake.
Yeah.
I think they would find something that they could get Jake to play that would still be effective.
Yeah. Well, there was a thing going, like, I just saw Krusty posted a thing, like, in practice, and he said, it was just like a meme-ish kind of thing, but he's like, I say to Sinatra, play Junkrat, and he, 10 minutes later comes into the match on Junkrat. So, I don't know if people are like, well, maybe we try Junkrat now?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know who's got a good Junkrat on Houston, because their guy's gone.
Yeah.
I think Blase would be the guy, because he...
Probably.
Yeah, Blase can...
Maybe Hydration?
Yeah, Hydration was okay on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because usually they... did they run...
Hydration's weird, because, like, he is more of a projectile player, but, like, the projectile characters he plays are not, like, the traditional ones.
He plays like a lot of the off stuff. He's okay on Genji.
Yeah. Like, his Genji is okay.
His Pharah is good.
His Pharah is pretty decent. But I think that there's probably better Pharah players on the team. I feel like Blase is probably a better Pharah player than he is.
My dog is saying hello currently.
Yes.
Our executive producer is not allowed in the room right now. We have serious business going on. Yeah. So I don't know if that is even going to be a thing.
Hang on. So that's Houston, really.
Yeah, this meta actually, I'm going to say it, going back to Season 1, It's their meta. No, it's not their meta, but this meta kind of helps them out. It
does favor them a little bit more.
But
I think, honestly, it's more than that. They just have so much more flexibility than they've ever had.
Yeah. And it's nice talking about them and flexibility.
Yes.
And not, what idiot are they going to stick in there now that's going to fuck up?
Right. And, how are they going to... Yeah. And that was the most frustrating part about that team is they never had any kind of... they had one thing that they were really good at, but they could not deviate from that at all.
Yeah.
And
now they can do a lot of stuff.
I understand that there was a lot going on and all that, but yeah, as far as they couldn't make any moves and whatnot, but yeah.
No, on the contrary, a team that makes a lot of moves, which is my team.
Probably too many moves.
Yeah. But now let's talk about it. Talk about them. Now we said, Muma and Meko, that's kind of their thing, all that kind of stuff. But, hey, Fate and Gargoyle aren't bad.
No. And this is
Is Gargoyle on level with Meko? God, no.
No.
I don't care if it's on fucking Symmetra. I don't think they're on the same level.
Right.
You know what I mean. But that being said...
I do think that the way that things are playing out favors a guy like Fate.
Yeah. Fate is really, really good. They had some really good battles, him and Muma, from Season 1 on Rhine. From what I remember on King's Row a couple of times. I remember a couple of good ones. So we got that going. And now, Florida's a little different in that they're their DPS are better, I think. I want to say, between Yaki, Saya player, who is going to be playing fucking McCree.
Oh, sure. For sure.
I mean, that's probably set in stone. Where they get mucky is I don't know what to expect from Chris. I know Gangnam Jin was fantastic in Contenders.
Yeah. I do think that their support line is going to look significantly better overall.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from Chris. I have no idea what to expect from Byram.
If he even plays.
Because
Gangnam Jin is going to be...
Yeah, Gangnam Jin is going to be playing all the time.
Right.
He is, locked in. That's it.
That being said, though, I mean, Twilight took a map off, so...
True.
But that was Rouge Hong. It wasn't Byram.
Yeah.
But we're definitely going to see... I know we're going to see a lot of side player, a lot of Yaki, but...
You might see a little BQB in here every once in a while.
Yeah, just depending on whose May is better. But Yaki can... I think it has a better hero pool than BQB does.
Yeah.
So, you might be seeing...
I almost feel like BQB is more of a Pharah specialist.
Sombra,
a little bit of Tracer.
And as far as meh.
Yeah.
Side player's okay on Tracer.
Oh yeah, it is his Sombra that really was the best. That was his best.
And he was decent enough on May.
Yeah.
Saya can play Tracer a little bit. I'm sure Yaki can play.
And you can also
Tracer.
But Saya's he's got flexibility in that he can play McCree, he can play Reaper, he can probably play Hanzo.
Yeah, he plays obviously Widow. Widow, it depends on the maps and that whole thing with Widow. But even if he just plays McCree in this current meta, the way that he plays McCree, you're not gonna.
Yeah, you're not. You'll be just fine.
Yeah. I think that where Houston has the biggest advantage is off tank, especially since Meko is most likely going to be playing a Diva.
Right.
And I think these teams that have these guys that are like Diva specialists are like, well, Diva's 10 times better than she was, even though they're decent enough at X off tank, which no one really played outside of that. They tried some Sigma, tried some other stuff.
Right.
But they tried the double main tank kind of thing. Because even Note played a little bit of Reinhardt, which was weird.
Yeah, right?
That didn't work.
Note playing anything but Diva. Honestly, even his Diva looked pretty subpar in that game.
Yeah. I'm just... Meko is by far... that could be the deciding factor in this.
Yeah.
Because I think all the coaches are like, well, you're so good on Diva, and I'm sure you've been practicing it.
Right.
Let's just use it, because it goes back to what we've been saying, like what we said on Sunday with... Diva Bombs eats, eating the blizzards, eating, blocking out Death Blossoms.
Exactly.
Taking care of McCrees and widows. Mm-hmm. The kind of stuff that you need. And, this is going to be an interesting match. We're going to give the picks on our Saturday show.
Yeah.
Obviously going to be another shorter one. But this is going to be a very interesting match. It's going to be a good way to kick it off, too. I like the fact that all of these teams are kind of, except for Philly, for me, you're just kind of like, I want to know what the fuck these teams are.
Yeah.
And Florida's got Houston and then Philly on Sunday, and Houston's got Florida and Washington.
Yeah. And every single one of these teams, like, I'm so curious. Really, the only kind of known entity is Philly, but even then, they made some pretty major changes to their roster. Like, that's the most fascinating thing is, like, every single one of these teams that's playing this weekend made such big changes that, like, we really don't have a full idea of what they're going to be bringing to the table yet.
Yeah, exactly. And which adds a lot to, just the only 4 matches.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can digest a lot.
Yeah.
You can... The good thing is the way the YouTube replay thing is, at least on YouTube, you can watch, rewind, watch it while, even while you're watching it live.
Yeah.
If something big happens, you can pull back the video a little bit and stuff like that. I'm going to be very interested. Obviously, I have a vested interest in this game. Not only is it Florida, they're also playing Houston.
Yeah.
I want to start off on a good foot, guys. Remember the last time I said, just beat Houston? You did. So let's do it again.
Right.
Picks tomorrow. Let's go on to the second match. Another interesting one where we have Philly, who we started to talk about a little bit there, taking on Washington, who is very, very up in the air for me.
We're finally going to get to see
this team,
this full team. Yeah, for both Philly and Washington, we're going to be able to see their DPS players, who are really the stars of their rosters, come out and shine.
Yeah.
We're finally going to get to see Carpe and EQO come back and actually play and not be in Brig and Zarya jail.
Yeah. Or then, I don't have to play Brig or Zarya. I'm going to play Reaper in May now.
Yeah, exactly.
One of them's going to have to play May.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming it's going to be EQO.
Yeah, I would think so.
Just because when you're running McCree, Tracer, that kind of stuff, you got to have Carpe on that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we get to see Fury in a different uniform, playing on a mixed roster. Who knows? We might even see Chipsa.
Yeah, there might be some.
You might get a little Doomfist action. A couple of those, who knows? Maybe right off the bat they just throw Chipsa in there and it's like
unlucky.
Yeah. Get him watch him mauled on fucking screen. Oh, please.
If he does walk out, I hope there's somebody
with a big
holding a sign that says "Unlucky Dude."
Yeah.
Or
something fucking stupid.
Something like that. So unlucky.
Oh, it would be awesome.
I love that. If it's going to be any map, it might be that first map because it's usually always
it's a control
map.
So especially if you get Li Jiang or something like that, maybe you run a Doom in there. You could run him on Busan. You can pretty much run Doom on any of them, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Philly, it's the constant question of Sato.
Yeah.
At main tank. Obviously, we got a Reinhardt meta with some Winston in there.
Right.
His Goats Rein was subpar. I'm not gonna lie. I've been apologizing for Sato.
I do think that this can work a little better for him. Because you can tell he wants to be aggressive. And you couldn't really do that with the Goats comp. So this is much more fitting to his style. I still don't know if that's going to be enough, but maybe Fury can kind of cover up for some of that stuff too.
Yeah, because
he also is just so damn good.
Yeah, and he also has 3 guys that he can communicate with on the team in Korean if necessary, with Carpe, Fury, and Alarm. who I'm assuming is going to be playing.
Yes. You don't pick up a guy like that.
Yeah.
Now, the other question is it's probably going to be Alarm and Funny Astro.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Because I feel like if you went out and you got Funny Astro and Lucio's got such a high pick rate, you can't not play that guy.
Yeah, exactly. And you might see Boombox when they want to play a Moira, because his Moira is pretty filthy.
His Moira is gross.
It's probably, I mean, he was the original fragging Zen, but I think Alarm has eclipsed, a lot of guys have eclipsed him on that right now. But maybe if you're running a Moira, you play Boombox, and it is the home crowd. Don't forget that, guys.
Yeah.
For as much, New York, they did put in some of the guys that you probably weren't going to see, like Libero.
Yeah.
They put them in for a map because, they're at home. So you're probably going to see Boombox, probably going to see Poco at some point. Don't throw that out into, we're just going to run this. They're going to patronize the fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if they get up like 2-0 or, the third map, you might see Poco and Boombox in there.
Right.
And then they go back to the regular, depending on what they want to run and all that. So I have pretty big expectations for them, this team. I'm not happy that my team's got to play them the first week on Sunday, but with the way the meta's working, I think they're going to be...
I think it favors this team a lot.
Yeah, it favors a lot of teams because you have pop-off potential.
Yes.
And then you have guys like, your off-tank, you got their comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Guys like Fury and Poco. Fury probably is going to see the majority of the playing time, I'm assuming, because he's just a god. And it's good to see that back. And what it's going to do is open up room for Carpe and EQO. Yeah. I mean, granted, EQO is probably going to be playing a lot of May.
Yeah, most likely.
And his May wasn't terrible.
No, he's a pretty decent May.
Yeah. It's just, it's kind of what you got to run. Unless they decide, hey, maybe on this map we run Farah or
right,
whatever. Or he sits and it's Carpe and Chipsa.
Yeah, I mean, you can also...
Or Ivy.
I think they could bust out the... there's definitely times they could copy what Vancouver did, and you could have EQO come out on... why am I blanking? On Genji.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're probably going to have Alarm on Ana.
I mean, you can run Genji. And if you want to run May, you can always throw in Ivy, who's decent enough. I don't know if we're going to see Hisu.
Yeah, he's probably going to be the odd man out.
Yeah, and I mean,
he's not a fan favorite.
I don't know.
It all depends.
It's just who's going to sit.
Right.
Same thing with Ivy. Yeah, it's like, you're like, oh, yeah, we can put Ivy in. But are you going to sit EQO?
Right.
I mean, unless you're looking at map by map and you're like, he's just not feeling it today and you're going to put somebody else in.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the only way I see him not being involved in the fucking match.
Agreed.
Let's move on to Washington now. Washington is interesting. They changed a lot of things up. They got some different people on the roster. I don't know how much different some of the stuff is going to be.
Yeah.
Roar instead of Janice. Now, one of the tanks, Elevote, I think, couldn't get his visa.
Yeah, I think it's was it Elevote or...
Yeah, Lulsish.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, so Lulsish didn't get his visa. I mean, it's only been forever and a day.
Yeah, right.
I mean, would they sign him after stage 2 last year?
Something like that, yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Some kind of visa.
And him and Elvo couldn't get visas for the rest of your last year. Who knows what's going on with that? I mean, either you're not filing the paperwork correctly, you did something dumb, and they won't... won't give you
or
a
it
visa.
could just be something stupid of like somebody in the office at the freaking
league
state department or whatever didn't process something right. I mean, who knows? There's any number of things that could go wrong because bureaucrats. So
yeah, because it's governmental bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming at this point we're going to see Roar and Elevote.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's
literally their only choice.
Their only choice. So, I mean,
they move Tuba to freaking...
I mean, if they got someone else that could play Diva...
Yeah.
I mean, which happens. I mean, their roster is pretty damn small to begin with.
It is. They're really going to be tight. on who they're going to be running.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can pretty much safely assume that it's going to be...
Arc Aim God.
Yeah, Arc Aim God on support, and then you got Roar and Elevote on your tanks, and then Corey and Stratus are going to be your main DPS players, with maybe Tuba coming in every once in a while, but I mean Corey's going to be in there all the time. And
Stratus, if they're playing May,
Stratus is your May.
Is your guy, which depending on what they have to run tank wise, May is pretty much a mainstay anyway. I mean, you're going to run. There's going to be maps where you're running something different, but not too terribly much.
Yeah, not
because even when they were running Genji, they were running a May, or a Reaper.
Yeah,
something the kind of bits from that last meta that we had. But the way the meta is shaping up, it's looking, we talked about it.
I mean, the really big thing with this team is, like, are they going to be able to carry the momentum that they had at the end of the season into the start of this season?
Yeah.
That's really the big question. I just don't know.
I don't know. I'm leery of going bonkers about this team like a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Putting them in the top 10, shoo-ins in the playoffs. I want to see them play because right now, Roar, last year, he didn't impress me at all, really.
He was definitely
marginal at best.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't terrible, but he did not live up to the hype that he got coming into the league.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's got the potential to come back and really, like, live up to those expectations again, but he's got a long way to come for that.
And, they're going to have to run him. I know they probably were doing the Lulsish Elevote kind of, there was their duo that they were going to run and all that kind of stuff. But, right. I mean, obviously right now, you can't. But, Roars, I don't know. I don't have grand expectations for this team.
No, I really don't either.
I've said it, we said it in the previews. I'm not sold. I'm leery at best. Yeah. And this weekend is not going to be freaking easy at all.
No. They've got a rough one.
Yeah. Okay, so we just wanted to get this one out here, just a preview of the weekend. There's only 4 teams, so, we just wanted to talk about them a little bit, kind of what our expectations are. We're going to dive in on Saturday into the matches with the odds and all that kind of stuff, who we're going to bet, who we're going to pick, that kind of thing. This weekend's going to be pretty interesting from just a viewer standpoint.
Yeah.
There's no definitive great team in this. I mean, you could say Philly, I guess.
Philly's probably the only one that's, like, really up there, but I think this is a lot of teams that are kind of fighting to get out of that middle of the road, like, unknown area.
Wash their hands of the last couple of seasons.
Exactly.
And just say, you know what? That was then. This is now.
Yeah.
And some teams are, other 3 teams outside of Philly, and Philly honestly has a lot to prove this year too.
They really do.
The other 3 teams have a lot to prove. They changed their rosters quite a bit. I mean, Philly did too, but they've been bottom feeders or middle of the pack at best. Mm-hmm. Florida and Washington, they had a good stage 4, but what was that? I mean, what did that really matter in the grand scheme?
Right.
Not much. Okay, you didn't go Shanghai.
Exactly.
Is basically what it said to me.
Yeah.
All right, we had, and since there was no playoffs too, lest we forget, some of the other teams were playing subs in. Mm-hmm. They were kind of, working on other stuff that was coming up because they knew that Sigma was coming in.
Exactly.
There was a lot of shit going on that granted some of these teams wins too, that I think, that we're not really talking about because they were, I mean, they did well, like I said, but I'm not sold entirely.
Not until we see them with games that
including
truly
my team.
matter.
I'm really excited about my team, but including them, I want to see what the hell happens.
Fair.
But that's going to do it for our Week 2 preview. I keep wanting to say Stage 1.
I know, right?
It's 2 years saying Stage X,
exactly.
Week X. That's going to do it for our stage. See, I did it again. That's going to do it for our Week 2 preview. Thank you all for joining us, everybody on YouTube. Thank you very much for all of the views, all the likes, and all the comments and stuff. Keep them coming. We want to talk more with you guys. definitely comment down below. Everybody that's listening in podcast world, thank you very much for all of the listens you've given us. Feel free to give us any kind of review you can. If you're listening on iTunes or your pod device app of choice, whether it's Spotify or SoundCloud or Podbean or whatever you're using, give us a review. Check us out on social media. All the links are down below. And we will see you guys on Saturday with our picks.
Catch you guys in the next one. Later.
Later.